right, welcome back, everybody. This is Jason Kryzak, co-founder of Radiant Family. And so I'm filming inside, obviously, today, so I'm not sure how the video quality is going to come out. So sorry if it's a little bit sketchy on the video quality. But once again, got the Rad 5, and I was going to also talk about another piece of equipment. It's called Blue Shield, and I'm going to kind of compare and contrast the two kind of as a synergy almost. So let me go ahead and turn on the 5 here. So for those people that are just tuning in, we've got the Rad 5 Orgone Generator with a huge donut of pure super Orgonite and 5 different generators, and those generators are constantly producing that really potent field of chi. You know, Orgone energy, basically the essence behind that which is constantly giving birth to the manifest, that which is constantly creating and sustaining life. And then the Blue Shield technology, a little bit different. So I'll explain Blue Shield. So Blue Shield comes from a company called Blue Shield, and this is called the cube. You can see here, just quite appropriate because it's a cube. And so basically Blue Shield is dealing with discordant or non-native electrical fields, and that could include radio frequency fields or dirty electricity. You know, anything that's like an EMF or an RF field. So, and the way that works is anything that's artificial, that's being produced by a system, is going to be it's because we're like antennas. All of our cells are literally listening and receiving information on a constant basis. Our DNA, all of it is just listening and focusing. But, you know, as organic entities, what we're really meant to be doing is we're meant to be taking in the native frequencies of the earth. And I had spoken about this in one of my other videos, basically the rustling of the leaves in the tree, the lapping of a brook, you know, the sound of the wind, you know, all of these energies we feel and we sense when we're out in wilderness, in the woods, or in nature. Those are native frequencies, so they're indigenous to the planet, and it's like a harmonic symphony, and it's very important that our body be able to have that multiplicity of different frequencies coming in to kind of like to sustain the biofield, to sustain all the biofunctions, because you know our bodies came from the planet, and our bodies ultimately return to the planet. And that's really what it comes down to, is that we're creatures of this earth. And so to be connected to the planet is very important. And what we're seeing in increasing levels is, you know, we've got all these discordant fields, which are artificial fields. Like, you know, we've got cell towers almost everywhere now. We've got antennas, we've got this whole smart grid that's been put in that's bombarding us literally 24/7 with these artificial frequency fields. And so they're hitting our cells like this. They're hitting them in a very regular, artificial way. And what that's doing is it's creating a lot of stress because the body doesn't know how to deal with it. So what Blue Shield does is it puts out about every minute or so, it'll put out this entire frequency field that is all native. So it's using native frequencies that harmonize so that the cells can actually grab hold of something, so they can say, okay, we know what this is. And then they can relax around all of these perpetual constant bombardments that are occurring because of these, you know, Wi-Fi, smart grid, you know, electrical interferences that are happening. So that's happening 24/7, and I've definitely noticed a difference having Blue Shield in my environment. Now, why am I paralleling the two? Because when I see what the Orgone Generator is doing is it's not actually, you could say it's generating the orgone, but more than anything, what it's doing is it's harnessing that orgone energy, and that is that fundamental essence that is coming from all living things. You know, it's a field that all things create that are alive and vital, and it's very hard to harness typically. You know, that's why we feel so scattered, because we're always trying to go in this direction and go in that direction, and we're diffusing our essence in so many different directions. And as a result, we tend to be very much in a system that regiments us to behave and act in a very routine and systematic way to keep going instead of being spontaneous. So this, especially the Rad5, creating a huge umbrella, just a huge field of this orgone. And once again, I'm not sure if you'll be able to feel it, but I will go ahead and turn this off really quickly. And if you're sensitive, you might feel the shift in the environment, even in the video. Maybe not. I'm going to try it one more time. We're going to turn it back on, and you might feel a slight shift. I know that when I first started watching Nick's videos, I was actually feeling the shift or the difference between when he would have it on and when he would have it off. So that really intrigued me, and it really drew me in, because I thought, okay, so there's something going on here. So again, getting back to the field that it's creating, as it creates that tremendous field of life force, once again, it's speaking to the cells of our bodies. Because again, the body is an antenna. It's, you're picking up whatever is in your midst. So I'm not making medical claims saying that, this is going to do one thing or another, but I have noticed that, and I spoke about this in another video also, that when they put the smart grid in my area, the smart meters, I went from basically being relatively healthy and harmonious, and my health started suffering. I started having some health issues come up because of all the interference, the radio frequency interference. And I started having a pretty severe tinnitus, which is a ringing in my ears. Now, I'm not making claims, I'm just going on my experience. When I put the Rad5 in, what I started feeling was the tinnitus started to drop. So my hypothesis is that because this is a native field, it's being harnessed from nature, from all living things, it's also creating this field that your cells can communicate with and harmonize with. And that's one of the reasons why I'm encouraging people to also look at this as one of the elements that you could use in a mitigation of these electrical fields and so forth. So also just being wise, if to get yourself away from smart meters, if you can, get yourself away from high tension wires or anything that could be causing electrical interference with your nervous system. So yeah, that's about it. Many, many blessings, and until next time, friends.